pass from my hilt. You cannot wield me. It matters not. My voice cannot reach beyond this vessel. It's pointless. Again, he reaches forth, like a moth to a flame. Must greed always ail the... What? You can hear my voice? Impossible. No soul could speak with me. Time has only granted me delusions, an eternal consciousness. It's merely a coincidence. What are you doing? Cease your actions! So you can hear me. I see. But must you conduct such a crude test? Tapping your finger along my blade was unnecessary. I suppose it worked. Nonetheless, I can at the very least speak with another soul from within this accursed sword. And yet it matters not. You heard nothing. And if you did, it does not concern you. To answer you, yes. I am the blade who speaks to you. But don't be misled. It is not the steel and leather that you hear, but rather the soul within it. The blade is but a vessel, nothing more. I won't divulge anymore. All you need to know is that you can hear my voice, and I can hear yours. Now, I have a question of my own. Who are you? A mere peasant? I somehow doubt such a claim. Why would a lowly peasant venture far from their kingdom? After all, they are dependent on the shelter, coin, protection, and the land that their lord provides. Surely you jest. Yes, I could see you're far from your kingdom. These forests are vast, and far from any township I could recall. But why? Why have you lost yourself here, deep in these lands? Fine then. It doesn't matter who I speak with. All that matters is that my words finally reach someone. Where does your gaze wander? The ruins? What do you mean? There are ruins a far distance away? I see. What do they look like? Stone? Brick? Asphalt? The visage of a castle. Time truly slays all ambitions, don't they? What is with your pensive gaze? What ails you? No. You cannot wield... Fine then. But only once. I wish to see the the ruins you speak of. Pull me out of this earth. Finally. It felt as if I was entombed in soil for a millennia. Don't grow too comfortable, though. I am not a weapon to be brandished. Now, face me towards the ruins. Those ruins, Take me there. You have questions, do you not? Of these structures? Of this grand collection of weathered brick? Of my origins? Very well then. I will not bore you with details. They don't matter in this century, it seems. What's relevant now is that I was entombed in this blade many moons ago. My last breath was drawn here, cradled within these pillars of brick and stone. That I cannot say. It's my task to seal my lips on the extensive history to myself. It is a guarded secret I promise to keep to my grave. And so I shall. Although, eternal sleep has eluded me for far too long. Then you'll divulge yours? What sort of tactic is that? Fine then. Who are you truly? A serf. Interesting. And why does the serf venture this deep into uncharted forests? You ran from your kingdom? Your lord? How idiotic. Why run from your only source of food? Of coin? Of safety from the wilderness? Do you even know how to forage? You do now? That's quite uncommon for serfs. If you now wander in the wilderness aimlessly, seeking a new home for yourself, then I'm not wrong to assume you plan to flee. Am I correct? Then that means you are hunted by your lord and their knights. You are a strange one, serf. There is a torch on the far wall, still dusted by soot. It may be lit again. Below it are flintstones. Hopefully time did not erode their ability to cast sparks. Don't question how I know. Go on and shed light in these dark confines. Set me down here. Don't. Leave me propped against this wall. I can see everything better like this. Thank you. Why? You hear me. Why? Why does your heart bleed for my plight? Why execute the wishes of this imprisoned soul? What compels you to care? You could empathize with a fellow lost soul? You are mistaken. You are a nomad, a former serf in hiding. A wandering soul. As for me, I'm merely a trap soul, forever imprisoned in this accursed sword. We are nothing alike. I suppose we are still souls on our lonesome. Yet, I don't see why... You care simply for the good of man. You are far too caring for someone in your position. Apathine. It was the name given to me at birth. I'd like to know yours. For archival purposes. A strange name for a strange serf. I'll commit it to memory. Your gaze still wanders. I assume you still hold great curiosity about these ruins? Yes, I still have my tasks. But it matters little now. Time eroded them, not unlike these stone walls. So as long as this is kept between us, then I see no issue. As you may have speculated, no, these are not the remains of a castle. Calling it as such was seen as a great insult during my time. No, these vast ruins were much more. A civilization, once prosperous and grand, had emerged from centuries of war. A fortress city, as it were. The centerpiece of a once unstoppable empire. We called it the Citadel. That's true. A kingdom much like yours had once hosted countless souls here. Walls as tall as the sky were erected, standing stalwart against the endless tide of our foes, safeguarding sprawling inns, shops, marble statues, cots, and a grand cathedral church at its epicenter. Beyond them, a sea of trees and rolling hills, a scenic view should one venture beyond the defenses. Indeed, it was a sight to behold. But like many powers before it, time eroded its power. And as you had witnessed, what had once been a prosperous empire now lay in ruin. A somber fate, I do admit. So you noticed. The myriad of weapons discarded all over, wedged between rock and soil. As I said, the citadel had been forged from countless years of war. Even at the height of its power, the civilization had never seen much peace. However, it had contributed to its eventual downfall. I know not of the greater details. It has been far too long to recount. Yet, I could recall a grand battle taking place. Here, among the outer perimeter of the walls. I remember legions of our foes at our gate, battering against our defensive garrisons while volleys of arrows felled scores of men. Though siege had become commonplace in the citadel, each attempt at our defenses reduced our efficiency, until our people starved and our walls crumbled. Save your empathy. It matters not. We cannot change fate, even if we will it. And for sight failing to evade the blade to the back. Sir, tell me, has your kingdom ever advanced the practice of the arcane arts? Magic. Has your civilization ever developed magic? Of course. Of course you know nothing of magic. Nor do your people. It seems fate is far too cruel for this grieving vessel. Leave it be. It's nothing you should concern yourself over. What is on your mind? You wish to shelter here? For only a few days? Very well. If you wish to make this hollow tomb a temporary refuge, then you may. But I would request if you don't venture too far into the citadel. This may be a graveyard of an empire, but it is still a sanctuary. Leave everything how it was, regardless of age. Do make sure to keep that in mind. You must depart. Go. Forage for your essential needs. I'll wait here. Why had I allowed them shelter here? Have I grown soft? Had time to claim my constitution? No. It matters not. Time will erode with their mortal being, just like the others. This mortal coil will claim another with time. There's no use in connecting with them. It's a weakness. The same weakness I allowed myself with her. Time is ceaseless. It will come for them eventually. Not for me. Never for me. So the question remains, do I allow this weakness to fester? Or quash this warmth?